Yo, what's cracking everyone? Ericship 111 here now with update 24 being a huge update for Forza Horizon 5, including many features that Playground Games have introduced for the very first time in a series update, such as new cars being brought into the auto show, upgraded car audio to new to Forza cars, specifically the ones from the most recent car pack, to so much more. I wonder, is the team over at Playground Games beginning to start truly experimenting with more features being introduced in every monthly update, as the game is fast approaching its second full year since its release? Well, it looks like this could very well be the case for Series 25. Playground Games has teased that the next series will be called Horizon Creatives, which will go live on September 14th, and not only will it of course feature new cars just like every other update we've had in 2023, new collectibles and new Event Lab props, but it looks like we could be getting what seems like the next version of Event Lab, which has been teased as Event Lab 2.0. Now let's wind the clock back and quickly remind ourselves how far the current Event Lab feature has come in the Horizon series. Back in update 30 for Forza Horizon 4, Playground Games released a very innovative sandbox mode called Super 7, where you try and beat 7 community created challenges in a row in order to win a huge prize. However, in order to actually take on these challenges, players were to create these challenges themselves, and Playground Games gave us actual in-game assets for us to use along with the entire Forza Horizon 4 map at our disposal to create whatever we want, however we wanted. Now, at the time of release, the Super 7 feature was quite rudimentary. We had very limited assets to work with. Building events wasn't the easiest, as simple features like object snapping wasn't available at the time, but turns out that the Super 7 experiment was really just Playground Games' way of testing what we know now as Event Lab for Horizon 5. Now of course, the upgraded Event Lab feature compared to its first introduction back in Horizon 4 is worlds apart. Playground Games have given us a wide variety of different in-game assets that we can use and is frequently being updated. The building mechanics are far more solid, which makes creating new Event Lab much more efficient than ever before. But the question is, what are Playground Games adding to Event Labs, so not only will it be worthy enough for it to be called Event Lab 2.0, but also the possibility of seeing this being brought over to Forza Horizon 6. Now, as of late, thanks to the official Forza Suggestion Hub, Playground Games have been taking many community requests seriously and have been implementing some of our ideas into Horizon 5 to make the game as good as possible for their players. This includes highly voted community requested cars being introduced, to increasing the total garage size limit. I mean, recently Playground Games have been listening, and I'm sure throughout the months in the background they have also been reading further suggestions on how Event Lab could be improved upon. Now, I myself was looking through the community suggestion hub to see if there were any viable requests that could possibly be implemented to Event Lab so that it would be worthy enough to be called Event Lab 2.0. Now, there was one suggestion that I came across from a player known as James Miata, where he says, and I quote, "The current Event Lab browser is not equipped to deliver an adequate user experience. Finding high quality blueprints outside of the PG Editor's Choice tab is near impossible without using third-party forums such as Discord, Reddit, or other platforms," which is absolutely true. There are so many great creations out there that we as players don't even know that they exist, simply because there's only a certain amount of blueprints shown at once, and even searching for a specific keyword event, the game doesn't even show all of the blueprints on the list which does feature that specific keyword you are looking for. This user has then even created his own custom user interface overhaul to demonstrate how searching for an Event Lab creation could be much more user friendly and improved. Here we can see all the new trending Event Lab creations with a proper thumbnail of what's being created. On the left, you can still see the race rules along with how many times it's been played and liked, and the same design carries over to your own events along with all the creators you have followed as well. Now, I will put a link to this suggestion down in the description below if you want to read it all in full, but the idea here with the user interface being completely overhauled with such simple yet brilliant additions would certainly make finding new blueprints much easier, especially with the map thumbnail being introduced and also your own creations as well. Sometimes players have created so many different events that going back to an older one that you may want to revisit can be difficult, as just simply reading the title of your own event may just not be enough. I could definitely see something like this being introduced for Event Lab 2.0 for Series 25. Another thing I would also like to see in Event Lab, and I'm not sure if anyone has suggested this over in the suggestion hub, is the ability to actually remove certain objects from the main map. Now I understand that not everything can be removed. I'm not talking about being able to completely remove the stadium or the city of Guanajuato, but just trees or any additional props that Playground Games probably added themselves using their own developers version of Event Lab. As we know, the Event Lab feature is really a derivative of what the developers use to create some of the stuff we get to play in Horizon 5, because I know sometimes when you want to create a track or something else, but there's just one massive tree in the way, and if we had the ability to just delete that tree or any other certain props from the main map, then we wouldn't always have to build something up in the air. But really, Playground Games could truly introduce many things for Event Lab 2.0. Maybe even the ability to use your own garage vehicles as props too. That would for sure be one of the coolest things Playground Games can do. And I know it would make many photographers and true garage builders extremely happy. And just imagine if your map, along with your own cars, can be shared with this new Event Lab user interface, how many players would begin visiting other players' garages? I know I would certainly build my own just to show some of my cars and garage off, but let me ask you this. What do you guys think Event Lab 2.0 will be? And more importantly, what Event Lab feature would you most like to see for Series 25? And of course, how can I not talk about the new cars? Now, unfortunately for next month's series update, there's no real car theme, so it's quite difficult to gauge as to what vehicles we might possibly see. However, with that said though, because the new Forza Motorsport is coming out in October, and many of the new cars we have had recently in Forza Horizon 5 seems like it has already been announced to the new Forza Motorsport, like the Lamborghini Huracan STO, the Lexus LC500, the Porsche Mission R, the Mercedes AMG GT Black Series, just to name a few. Don't be surprised to either see some new cars being introduced from Forza Motorsport, like the Corvette E-Ray, the Pininfarina Battista, or even more racing cars. Who knows? We could even possibly see new to Forza cars requested from the community, which could easily be featured in both Horizon 5 and the new Motorsport, like the Maserati MC20 or the McLaren Artura. I just hope for next month we will be back to getting new cars through the festival playlist and not just through another paid car pack DLC. But anyways, let me know what you guys think Series 25 will feature. In my opinion, I think this could very well be a game-changing update for Forza Horizon 5. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy today's video, please make sure to smash the thumbs up button, as it really does help me out. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.